Is the world on the brink of a new Cold War? A question that sends chills down the spine of anyone keeping tabs on the escalating conflict between Russia and Ukraine. This isn't just a regional dispute, it's a geopolitical chess game, with each move impacting the global political scenario. As Russian forces advance, the Ukrainian military finds itself in a tough spot, despite the growing international support. In the midst of this turmoil, Russian President Putin holds an optimistic view towards Russia's economic growth. As we delve deeper, we find ourselves facing a series of events that have led to this moment. The conflict didn't erupt overnight. It's a series of events, each contributing to the escalating tension. Our chronology begins with the early sparks of this conflict, where the Russian forces began making significant advances into eastern Ukraine. A tactical chess game, each move calculated and precise, with the board constantly shifting under the weight of political and military maneuvers. Next, we witness a disturbing trend. Russian authorities start detaining journalists, accusing them of collaborating with opposition figures. The freedom of press, the very cornerstone of democracy, finds itself shackled and gagged as the world watches in uneasy silence. As the war drums echo louder, the Ukrainian military faces mounting challenges. Mobilizing troops becomes a Herculean task, and the struggle to receive Western support adds another layer of complexity to this already intricate conflict. Russia, on the other hand, reports strategic victories. They claim to have captured Ukrainian territories and boast about downing Ukrainian drones. The war, it seems, is being waged not just on the ground, but in the skies too. Amidst this turmoil, Ukrainian President Zelensky makes a desperate plea. He requests additional Patriot missile defense systems from the United States, a clear indication of the escalating crisis and a call for international intervention. Meanwhile, the world begins to respond. Australia steps up, announcing financial aid and military supplies to Ukraine, a beacon of hope, perhaps, in this dark and stormy saga. Despite the conflict, Russian President Putin remains defiantly optimistic, speaking of Russia's economic growth. A bold statement, one might say, given the backdrop of a war that is leaving deep scars on the face of global politics. These events, like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, have come together to form the unsettling picture we see today. In the face of war, the world watches with bated breath. The Russian-Ukrainian conflict escalates, with Russia making significant advances. Journalists in Russia face detention, while Ukraine grapples with mobilizing troops and securing Western support. Despite these challenges, Ukraine's call for help echoes globally. Australia steps up, offering financial aid and military supplies. Even as Putin paints a hopeful picture of Russia's economy amidst the turmoil, the world remains vigilant. As the conflict between Russia and Ukraine continues to unfold, one can't help but wonder, what does the future hold?